better at dancing. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up.
I love this song. It's just woo.
I mean, this is just like party mode.
Yeah, with the lights.
What dance move you got first now?
The WAP.
I got this one.
Not this one anymore?
Oh yeah, that was for Texas. Yes.
But I've got sweat stains. I've got to stop that.
Welcome back, everyone.
Like this.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned. And we have the same outfits on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because washer and dryers are great. Yeah, so welcome back. This is episode 10, The Next Level. I'm your host, Imani Blackman, and next to me I have...
Hey, y'all, it's Stefan.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Julana.
Make sure to check out our special segment at the end, which is Cheer History, where we give you all things cheer history. And along with that, we'll give you some ways for you super fans to get more involved with DCC. So what are your overall thoughts on this episode?
I learned that a woman must always walk on her toes. No, I'm kidding. Don't walk on your toes. And there was something else I forgot. But hey, walk on your toes. It makes it very sexy.
I liked this episode mostly. There were a lot of things that agitated me in this episode. The interview, the media stimulation one was the first one. And then, I got a little heated at the end of the episode, which we'll get into later.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll jump right into the Brenda Teal interview, along with they did a radio interview with Mickey and one of the Cowboys anchors. And that was very interesting. First, interviewing can be scary, so I'll give them that, especially on-the-spot questions.
Of course.
Yeah, that can be terrifying for sure. And this was a defining moment to see if they're camera ready, if they can do more than just perform and dance, which this is important because I think Kelly mentioned they have 10 home games. After that, it's just media. So if you can't speak in front of a microphone or camera, then you probably shouldn't be on the team. But we'll start with Victoria. And there are just no words, right?
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Perfect. Victoria, you know, she's losing a little bit of her charm for me because, you know, there's only so much smiling and giggling that you can do to win over hearts. At some point, you have to have some substance. Yeah. You have to have a little more character. So, Victoria, you're losing me a little bit.
Honestly, I feel the same. I think this is the episode, too, where I kind of feel the same. I just said that. But
yeah.
Also,
you're speechless. You have no words.
Speechless. I have no words for how I feel about Victoria. But I think a lot of our fans that are watching our show and watching DCC are starting to feel the same because in our comments section, a lot of people are kind of, you know, saying that it's not fair that she's been giving so many chances already. And
can I give a shout out real quick because you mentioned that? Susan Appleby, who I know you're watching, Susan.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Susan. You know, she tried to put us on alert that, you know, she said we all have it wrong about Victoria.
Yeah.
She said Victoria's been given too many chances. She's got the inside track, and that she thinks it's unfair. And I think, Susan, you're onto something.
Yeah,
I'm
I
starting
agree
to
with
feel
you.
that way,
Yeah,
so.
at first I was like, okay, but now it's too many chances. Because if it was anybody else, they would have been cut, honestly. And I loved when Kelly was in the microphone and she's like, find your words. Because she kept saying, I'm speechless, I'm speechless. I'm like, yeah, you got to get some vocabulary in there.
I mean, and on the other end, too, because we're all hosts, you know, if you're trying to interview someone and they just keep saying, I'm speechless, then you're making it really hard on the person that's interviewing you, trying to make you look good, because what do you say back to that? You just have to keep coming up with things to ask them, and they keep going, I have no words. You're like, great, awesome.
It's like, now what
So
do I ask
Give me something
you?
to work with.
Yeah,
Victoria.
And Victoria has a story because her mother was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, so she can have a whole script written out where she can just say every interview.
Yes.
And instead she's saying nothing.
And Imani, it goes back to the fact that she's legacy.
Yeah.
She should already know what to expect
should
from
have so
these
much.
auditions and interviews. She should be well prepared, and we are not seeing that.
Yeah. Another girl was Amber. She had the question about the injuries and head concussions in the NFL, and then should there be flag football? And I think she went the route of she was uncomfortable or didn't really understand, so she tried to make it funny and cute. But everything isn't cute and funny.
Kelly was not happy with that.
No.
You're right.
To her credit, though, I felt like the question was a little unfair because no one's really talking about turning the NFL into flag football.
Yeah.
So I thought that the question was a little misleading. it could have, and I see how it could have stunted her a little bit.
Yeah. To be honest, if I were in her position, I probably would have felt the same.
Yeah.
Like it's a joke.
Yeah, because
Like
I wouldn't
football?
have known anything about concussions, and it didn't really seem like that's what she was getting at. It was
Yeah.
kind of like a hidden question.
Yeah.
Like Kelly said.
And then it's in a way, how do you even answer that? Because if you're saying, oh, no flag football, like, yeah, concussions. It's like you're kind of saying, yeah, concussions. They need to man up and get their,
Right.
But then if you're like flag football, then it could be like, well, you're trying to be a cheerleader for the Cowboys, which is NFL, which isn't flag football. So where do you even stand at that?
It's a lose-lose situation
Yeah.
It is.
for her.
And no offense to the anchor who asked the question, but I think a better question would have been something a little more specific. How does she feel about the new rules that are being promoted in the NFL to avoid concussions and to better protect the athletes? That would have been a better discussion.
That's your girl. Yes, girl.
Sorry.
Someone that did well was Melina. She knew, well, she was very well educated about football, and Kelly enjoyed that, which was cool because, I mean, all the interviews they're going to do, they're probably going to ask random facts about football, and you have to know not just your team, but just football in general. So she did really good with that.
Yeah, she did. She did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I mean, she
She's
was
so
well
well
spoken.
put together and
Yeah.
mature, and just I feel like Melina's a great ambassador.
And then Taylor T.
Oh.
They asked this girl about the Me Too movement, and she had no idea what it was. I have no words. Just like Victoria.
Speechless. I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm like,
That
how?
was. I mean, I understand
How?
if it trips you up a tiny bit, but to not know anything about
I mean,
the
that's
Me Too movement.
huge. If you're in entertainment at all, I mean, even if you're not, but like she even said, she was like, I knew what she was talking about. I just didn't know what the name of it was called. But how?
Like, I honestly would have rather her said I knew what she was talking about, but I thought she was asking me if I had ever been in a Me Too situation, and she could try to cover herself and be
Right.
like, that's why I said no,
Right.
because I haven't been in that situation.
Sure.
But she just messed up.
For me, this is like the same scenario when they were doing their initial interviews when they asked about the FBI.
Yeah.
Like that's the level of like dumb.
Yeah.
that I equate that with.
I'm like, I can't.
Well, I mean, what do you
believe
expect
that.
when she gets her news from Instagram?
Yeah, but it's all over Instagram.
It's all over Instagram,
All over.
Twitter. Like, I mean, that's how, if you think about it, that's how the Me Too movement started, was with Twitter and a hashtag. So it was through Instagram and Twitter.
But Instagram and Twitter are totally different.
That's true.
Yeah, but also
still.
that is like, besides that being such like a blown up subject right now, it's also a women's subject, and this is
Yes.
like the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, like one of the most women-y organizations representing America.
Did you say womany?
Yeah, I said women-y, and I know that's not a word.
Can you please use that in a
I love
sentence?
it. I love making it
Definition, please.
I thought that it would get my point across.
Yeah,
It did.
No, for
It
sure.
did.
Especially because, like you said, they are Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and people have their what am I looking for? I guess their ideas of how
Use your words.
Like, I'm trying to use words. How they dress.
Yeah.
And people might correlate that and ask them how they dress with the Me Too movement, which I don't think correlate, but that's a whole different thing because you should wear what you want to wear, okay? But that's something that she should know because she's getting herself into a program that they do show their bodies, and people have a lot to say about how those two go hand in hand.
Right.
Totally.
So, girl, what are you doing?
Yes.
I was so shocked when she said that she didn't know.
I felt for her. I just was like, wow, how do you not?
She paid for it. So.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Well,
she did.
Yeah, she did.
Dun, dun, dun.
I guess womanly would have been the word that I was looking for.
I like womany. I'm sticking.
I like women. Like, I'm gonna start saying that now. We should hashtag it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hashtag your pic stat, guys. Your selfies. So from there, they went to their week 7 rehearsal, and I can't believe it's week 7. And I think at this point, if you're messing up choreography, you gotta go.
I mean, yeah, they're
Oh yes.
he's killing it with the sound
Yeah, I
effects
love it.
today.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. With by now, and everyone
Yeah,
should
you've been
have.
practicing these
that
dances
down.
for almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You need to know. But I think overall they're doing pretty good, which is why they are having a hard time cutting people. Even when Melissa came in and she said, why are there still so many? And that means that they're doing their job because it's hard
Melissa's
to cut.
cold.
Yeah.
Melissa's
I
cold.
like her, though.
Melissa, like, she throws shade.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
minor shade.
it felt
she
like
smiles when
she
she says
smiles
it,
when she
so
does
it's
it.
fine.
She's a cute girl. But it felt like she was almost, you guys know about like sororities, fraternities, like pledging people. It felt like she was pledging. Who's Miss South Carolina? Who's the one who they say has a pretty face, but just has no facial expressions?
Yeah.
She really dogged.
Oh, she did, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just like, your face is just, and then Rachel, if we're getting the name of the girl right, said, it just feels like all the dance moves are the same.
Oh, yeah.
All the dances are the same. I was like, oh, even I know. You cannot say that to dancers.
Right.
Did you see the look on Melissa's face when she said that? She was like...
She was speechless.
Lots of words.
She couldn't use her words.
But it is, yeah. I mean, everyone's such a good performer now that they're having to bring in these other elements to judge them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see really, okay, they need some kind of basis to cut somebody if everybody is performing well.
Right. Like knowing football, knowing a little bit more about the team. I think Amber's the one who really failed when she was asked about football, like you mentioned already. So, yeah, these girls. And they had the football camp.
Yeah.
Which was not a camp.
The football 101?
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah, that was one question that, like, freaked them out, and then they moved on to something else. But in that rehearsal, they also did the triangle, which is, like, an iconic part of their formations and an honor to be at whatever spot you're at. I mean, it's an honor to be on it because that means you're on the team, but... Yes. If you're in the front, the point, and Krishara, she was the point for the second year in the row, which is really cool because she's hurt and she still got point. But she's such a good performer.
She's
like
awesome.
Yeah, like
She
even
is.
when they were doing it and she's hurt, she's still like killing it.
She's awesome, and I feel like she's a great teammate and a great role model for all the rookies to look up to. So I was really happy that they gave her that.
You won't get a disagreement here.
And it was cool because she was actually live chatting while the episode was going on Twitter.
Oh, awesome.
So I think when they air every episode, they have a different DCC live chatting, which is cool.
Yeah.
So if you're into that on Twitter.
Yeah, chat it up with them. And another big deal was Bridget, Daphne, and I don't remember the other girl's name, but they actually made it in the triangle in front of some of the veterans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is that's a big deal because they're rookies.
Right.
So
It looked so cool though when they were doing the choreography in the triangle and they did the like the ripple where they all go on different counts. It looked so awesome.
Yeah, they all look really good. I think this was like kind of the first time we see them dance together, but not in like from a bird's eye view like that, when they look like a cohesive team. And even Kelly said, I know we are at 42, but it looks great.
Right.
And who knows, maybe they'll trick us and have like 2 more extra girls on the team. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
That'd be cool.
But something else with the star, Imani, that you brought up. I mean, you have the women who were picked to be in the front, but then you have people who were in the back, right? And I was thinking, how would I feel if I'm in the back? But then Kelly says, everyone plays their role, and every single piece has it's a very special component, and you've got to be able to like live it up. And I just thought, that's a good life lesson, you know? I mean, not everyone gets to shine at the same time, but everyone has a role to play, and you need to play it to the best of your ability.
Yes.
That was my moral.
Yeah, because when they slip and do a back move, those girls are in the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really every position in the triangle you can be seen.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
there's no slacking off positions.
Right. But the point's just
The best.
the best.
The point's on
Most
point.
important part.
The point's on. I want to be the point.
Right. So the girls did, I guess it was football 101 / something else, but they had one question about they were like, what does 72 mean?
It was a fake question.
It was a fake question. It was so silly. And I was like, I was getting ready for all
I
the
was
football
trying to
facts.
answer it too. I was like, I bet I know this.
72. I'm like 1972. Like, what happened? But it was just when they got into training camp. But the real reason they were together was for the revealing of the calendar that the veterans did in the Bahamas, which is cool because I didn't know they had like 5 different calendars.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, so most of the pictures probably got to be used.
Right.
But what's really cool was their reactions.
Yes.
Because they didn't know who was going to be on the cover or throughout the calendar. And they all looked super good.
Yeah.
They did. Everyone
Yeah.
looked fantastic.
I was like, yes.
Go girls. They know how to work it, but they also had great photographers.
Yeah.
So good job to the
No,
photographers.
for sure.
Yeah, they looked fabulous.
Yeah, I wonder how many people buy the calendars.
That's
We can look that up for next week.
trivia.
Yeah. I feel like a lot.
Well, they
I don't
also
know.
have like the calendars, and then I'm sure they sell posters and all this stuff too. So
Yeah.
Right.
if you want a picture of the DCC cheerleaders, I'm sure there's multiple ways that you can buy them.
Yeah. Probably on their website. So check it out.
We should like have like a little contest where we give one away.
Oh, that'd be really
You
cool.
know, to like one of our subscribers.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yay.
We can do it.
So The Office, the place no one wants to be, but here we are again. Victoria is in the office. This is more like in the first half of the episode. But I noticed she already kind of came in with some attitude. She said something in the beginning, and it was already kind of like, cringy.
She said, you guys just can't get enough of me or something
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
like cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like kind of trying to be playful, but it came across like, I'm here again. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Yeah. But during the interview, that people said that she comes across immature, which is kind of what you were talking about. She's so silly and goofy, but there's only so much you can do of that type of personality. Where before you have to, like Melina is just so put together and like, but still fun.
Right.
But Victoria is just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, I thought, for Victoria. And there were a number of things, too, that were brought up with the weight. Her weight and her
and
not
Janelle.
losing it. And not working with her trainer or her support system, whoever.
Well, and I feel like, my first thought about her getting called in the office, I feel like this was the first time that we really saw her actually kind of like really nervous about it. Because I feel like the other time she's been like really upbeat, like, oh, I'm getting called in the office, but I'm just going to hope it's not going to be my last day. But this time I felt like she came across as like scared and actually nervous to me. And I was thinking like, geez, how many times has she been in the office? And she said this was her 4th time, but I swear it was like 6 or 7.
But I think she got nervous because she saw her Janelle.
Yeah,
she saw
she
Janelle
probably
there,
did.
and she knew,
and
she was going to be in trouble
because they were like, are you making, they were like, are you using these resources that we've gone out of our way to provide you? And she said yes. And then Kelly was like, so why didn't you text Janelle? And she's like, oh, so she said yes, but then she admitted that she hadn't been using them.
Yeah.
She had to have known that Janelle was going to report back to the
Yeah.
women. So even if you don't want to use Janelle, I would kind of, I'm going to go home, cry to my mom. Yes.
Right.
But then I'm going to call Janelle and be like, yeah, Janelle, so what do you think I should be doing today? Okay, great.
But that's the difference between being mature and being immature, and they touched on that because a mature person
knows how to work the game.
wouldn't just avoid the situation, which is basically what she was doing. Like you said, she should have texted her back or she should have explained herself, but she can't have thought that if she just didn't do anything, it was going to go away.
Right, and it's like you're trying to make a team that Kelly and Judy are the, over you for, and then you disregard their advice that they give you and the person that they give you to help you. You just ignore them.
And giving you so much special attention because would they do that for somebody else?
Right.
I don't know.
Like, even if you didn't want the advice or to text Janelle back, you still should have, because Kelly and Judy told you to.
That's right. And you want Janelle on your team. You want to impress Janelle because Janelle's going to go back and report to Kelly and Julie.
Yeah, and she, Victoria had mentioned that she didn't feel comfortable with the situation because she felt that Janelle never had to deal with weight problems, which I feel like I can understand on her behalf, because it does, like, if someone that's super fit or never had their weight go up and down so much, and they're just telling you, do this, and it's like, well, you don't understand me on a personal, like, emotional level. You're just thinking I need to be skinny by next week, when my body doesn't work that way. But at the same time, she should be taking advice from anyone she can. That's a part of DCC.
But
so
also someone that is healthy and fit can teach you
how to maintain or be that way.
At least how to eat right and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, that whole scene was cringy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
At that point, I did feel for Victoria, but...
And I felt bad because she said, I can see the progress in myself. And then Kelly's like, I see no progress. I'm like, and that sucks, because if I go to the gym for 3 days in a row, I feel a little tight and right.
Yes.
Like, I get,
So
I'm like,
Get it right, get it tight.
yeah.
I see you miss crop top.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, snatched, But and then if someone's like, oh, I don't see it, it's like, oh.
Like it's right there. Look
Right.
at my
I'm like, look at this.
Yes.
So I feel bad for her for that part. So it's like, oh. But do you guys see it? Maybe not.
I didn't
Too soon.
really.
I didn't see it on Victoria. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, we don't really get
we don't see her.
view. We just see whatever the camera shows.
Right.
So.
Oh, another harsh thing that Kelly had said was, I'm prepared for that, and you need to be prepared too
Yes.
for her to
Reality
leave.
check.
Yeah, that, like, you can tell that broke Victoria at that point. She talked about it in her post-interview thing.
Yes.
And that would be so hard to hear, because you're preparing for me to leave, really. I really don't think they think she's capable of making the team this year.
Yeah, I think they've made their minds up.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
I feel like in this meeting they decided that.
Yeah.
So they're just like prolonging the agony.
Right. Next was Taylor. She went back in the office because this time she got cut, which I don't like that.
This made me really upset, to be honest, because we've never met Taylor before. They say she's such a great performer, which I think is true. She was really good on the field. And I liked her. I feel like she was a really nice girl, very respectful, you know, aside from her interview thing. But this made me mad that they cut her and not Victoria, because going back to the thing, like, I feel like if that had happened to Victoria, they would have given her another chance. Whereas Taylor, this is the one time that she messed up, and they were like, okay, we're going to use this now. She's got to go.
But can you imagine if this was real life, if it had not been a practice round interview, if she had been interviewed on TV and said she didn't know, I mean, do you know how embarrassing that would have been for the Dallas Cowboys organization?
Really embarrassing.
It would have been super. So what else? What else is next if you don't know something as huge?
But I think with that, even though that's super huge, and I understand why she got cut, because that's a big deal not to know something that's that important in today's
Whether
society.
you agree with it or not, it's just to know about it.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that she could have worked on from here on out, though. I think that she could have been up to date with recent events. She could have watched different news outlets. She could have, you know, been on Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders website or the Cowboys website and just figured out, okay, how can I be more involved with what's going on in the world? And then next time she would have came back and known what to say. So I think it was kind of harsh just to cut her. But then again, it's like that's a big mess up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's coming down at the core. They've got to cut some women. And so if they're all strong performers, but you lack in an area where you don't know like what's happening in the news, that could be perhaps enough to get you cut.
I think it's hard too because we're comparing it to like Victoria and then her. So it's like Victoria should be going home, but you cut someone for one mistake.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that made me the most upset. You know, but I also feel the same. Like, it was good that it was brought to her attention. If it would have been live, that would have been really bad. But I think that she's aware of it. She could work on it.
Right, for sure.
And there's always next year.
That's true.
Come back, Taylor
back.
T.
Yay.
Come back.
We're going to get into some cheer history, which is when we give you some cheer history. I found something pretty cool. It was a 2018 list of the top 28 most dangerous sports, and cheerleading was number 6. And I wasn't really surprised by that because especially like cheerleading, like on ESPN, they are doing a lot.
Yeah.
Backflips, stunts.
Right.
Like you can easily get hurt. And I think there's been cases where cheerleaders have died. That's a little dark, but
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Wow. No, I mean, but you can totally understand how dangerous the profession or the sport is when someone messes up, and we're human. Someone's always going to mess up. And you're right. They're doing all these tumblings and pyramids.
The flyers that are just relying on other people to
I know
catch
they've
them.
fallen and broken. We've already seen it with Kashara, you know? I mean, she fell flat on her face, basically. So, yeah, I can understand.
So be careful out there.
Yes.
Now we have some news and gossip for you. Yes, so something that I found, I mean, we probably saw it too from watching the episode, was that they have a podcast called These Boots Are Made for Talking, which is for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and they have a different cheerleader on there like every week, I think. And if you are a super fan and want even more of the DCC, then you can get their podcast on Apple, iTunes, or the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader website. So yeah, check out their podcast.
That's cool. I love that they have so many interactive ways to kind of get in touch with the girls.
Right.
You can never have too much DCC.
Right. What are your ladies' predictions for next week?
Oh, goodness. Predictions are hard. Oh, this is easy. I was going to say predictions are hard. Victoria's getting cut. That's my prediction.
I agree.
I second that.
Yeah.
That was my prediction too, because they called out 3 girls: Ashley, Victoria, and Kristen. So
It has
one
to
of
be
them's
Victoria.
going home. My first pick would be Victoria. My second pick would be Kristen.
Okay.
And I think Ashley's going to stay.
Yeah. I also agree. Victoria.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, girl.
sorry. We'll see though. We'll see what happens.
That's
It's probably not even her, honestly. She probably gets another chance.
She's going to be chair captain.
The captain. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the point.
Right.
Well, that's it for today, you guys, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Imani Blackman, and you can follow me at Imani_Blackman on all social media outlets.
Check me out on the gram at Poca, P-O-C-A 930.
You guys can also follow along with me on Instagram at Julana.
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterbuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.